Welcome back to Mike's Miniatures, the place for all things mini wargaming, and in today's video we're continuing with the combat patrols on factions that don't have a combat patrol. This week we're going to do the Iron Warriors and kind of just see what we could come up with right here. Now, like I said, the Iron Warriors do not have a combat patrol, so the closest thing we have is the Chaos Space Marines combat patrol, and if you don't know or don't remember, this is basically what is inside this combat patrol box. We're going to have one Master of Possession as the leader unit, with 5 possessed Space Marines that he can be attached to. We have 10 Chaos Space Marine Legionnaires with your basic bread and butter unit. And then we have 10 Chaos Cultists that are basically your chaff unit that goes to help you claim the objectives and secondaries and things like that, but they are not expected to survive. This box does come to 400 points and has an MSRP of $170. And as of the recording of this video, you could get this box from using my affiliate link from Amazon for about $130. I think it's $131, but it's always subject to change with Amazon, and you could go a little bit cheaper or it could go a little bit higher. So please use that affiliate link and check to see. And it won't cost you anything extra if you use the affiliate link, but it does help support the channel. And I want to thank everybody who in past videos and that who have been using the affiliate links to help get units for their armies and such. You are amazing, and it definitely helps me and the channel out to be able to continue to do this. So thank you. So obviously this is a good combat patrol, but it's not very Iron Warriors themed right here. So let's kind of create our own by remembering that we want to keep this at or around 500 points. Less is typically better, but we want to give it kind of close to that. We do need to include one character and one battle line unit within the combat patrol. That seems to be a common theme that they all have right there. Anything else is kind of like extra or thematic for it right here. So we need to just think about what the theme is of the army and how it works. So looking at the Iron Warriors faction as a whole here, these guys are basically the chaos. If Imperial Fists were chaos, that's what these guys are. So they love fortifications and siege warfare, using big heavy guns and to weaken and soften the enemy and then having their soldiers come and kind of finish the job with their bolt guns and blades and things like that. So knowing that, I came up with a couple of different options here to kind of utilize chaos vehicles for this force here, and just some basic unit lines. So this is the first idea that I had. I figured that as a leader, let's do the Warpsmith to help maintain those heavy guns for the faction. And then the big heavy guns is the Mauler Fiend right here. It's a demon engine, and that's kind of a unique thing with Chaos. They have their engines of war like tanks and dreadnoughts and things like that, and they basically will take the demon soul and shove it into the machine and possess the machine, and they then control it that way. And so that's where these kind of demon engines kind of come into play. That's a unique thing with them, and in the lore that's pretty wicked. We'll see how much, if we down the road, if Games Workshop creates any more demon-like engines, if there's something new that comes out, that'd be super cool. But that's kind of what I have here for the basic battle line. Obviously, we want to include 10 Legionnaires, because looking at the sprues and the kits, they only come in 10, but you can split it up into 2 squads of 5 if you wanted to. And then I kind of figured to fit with that heavy weapon themes, let's just give them a 5-man squad of half Havocs. These guys could have everything from missile launchers, heavy assault Gatling guns, las destroyers, heavy bolters. These guys are just a heavy firepower unit, and they are fun to play with and hard to play against. So really cool. This box, like I said, comes to 495 points, so it's close to that 500. Gives us a good discount on these models if we were to buy them separate. Again, we could do something still 495 if you didn't want a Mauler Fiend. You could do a Hellbrute variant of this box right here. Super cool if we were to have something similar to this, but ultimately, I feel like the Combat Patrol that wins, that I would not be disappointed if you didn't want to have the demon engines, but you do want to have a vehicle. Let's do something like this. This is exactly 500 points, but we're going to have a Predator, a Chaos Predator Destroyer tank right here. It's basically a Rhino with a gun turret on the top, and this is probably, for me, would be the winner of what I would want to see for the Combat Patrol right here. Alternatively, we could do something like having a Chaos Lord and no vehicle, but give them some heavy firepower with a Terminator squad. Right here, this would be over 500 points at 565, but this would also, I would not be disappointed if we don't do the vehicle option like Games Workshop usually does. This would be a super cool find or build right here. But we also have, because I love theory crafting, if Games Workshop did not basically Legends all of the Horus Heresy dreadnoughts and tanks and things like that, I mean, it makes sense that maybe you might do that for the Loyalist Space Marines, but why would you do that to our Chaos Space Marine players? Because they don't have a whole lot when it comes to the range models, and it makes sense that they would still have these older style models that are now being made new for Horus Heresy, and just have them get some like upgrade kit, create an upgrade kit that you could make them more chaosified right here. So I kind of thought about, well, if they all of their equipment, supplies, and men went into the warp and they just came out, they wouldn't just go from something like this, have a Leviathan dreadnought, and he'd be just a generic tiny box marine in a Hellbrute dreadnought. So why not just do something like this and include like a Leviathan siege dreadnought and some Havoc warriors with the Warpsmith, and just to maintain the full character, why not give them something like the Land Raider, Chaos Land Raider, or something like that. This would be just an example. With this would be 575 points, the most points out of all of them so far. But I feel like we kind of been gypped by Games Workshop by not being allowed to have something like this for tournaments or anything like that. But again, you can still use the Horus Heresy era models in your Chaos Army. They are just Legends units, so in your Crusade games at your local hobby store, or in your fun narrative games or something like that, you can still create and use these models for that. But if you were a tournament player who wants to go in and try to win at all costs kind of a deal, you'd be left outside the door by the tournament organizers when they see these Horus Heresy era models like the Leviathan or anything like that. So that's a shame, but let's maybe they'll change their mind in 11th edition and bring something back, at least for the Chaos faction rather than the Imperium faction, but we'll see what happens with that. But that's kind of my video about the Chaos faction known as the Iron Warriors, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this Combat Patrol and what you would do differently, or what you would love to see for an Iron Warriors Combat Patrol right here. But until next time, guys, I've been Mike, and this is Mike's Miniatures. Bye-bye.